Hello friends, welcome back to Saujany's English class. And in our today's class, we are going to learn about participles. Participles are formed from verbs, so they are also called as verbals. Verbals in the sense which are formed from verbs. They are one of the non-finite verbs in English. You might have heard this, non-finite verbs. We have two types of verbs, finite and non-finite, and participles are one of the non-finite verbs in English. The other two non-finite verbs are infinitives and gerunds. Participles are of three types: present participles, past participles, and perfect participles. In fact, perfect participles are not particularly a type of participles. They are a mixture of present participles and past participles. But for your understanding, I made it separately. Present participle. It is an ing form of verb which acts as an adjective. Ing form of verb, V1 plus ing form which acts as an adjective. Okay. Example, the creaking door woke up the sleeping baby. Here, creaking, creak plus ing, modifying the noun door, creaking door. And here, sleep plus ing, modifying the noun baby, sleeping baby. Both these are present participles. It helps in forming the continuous verb in the sense present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, or present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Okay, so all these 6 continuous verbs, they can be formed by the help of present participle. For example, he is reading a book. Is reading, present continuous. Was reading, will be reading, has been reading, have been reading, okay, had been reading, and so on. Continuous verbs, they can be formed with the help of this V1 plus ing, which is nothing but present participle. It helps in reducing an adjective clause into an adjective phrase. We have seen these reductions in our video, reduced adjective clause. So it helps in that reduction, like how as he was poor, he couldn't spend much on luxuries. As he was poor is our adjective clause in this sentence. It can be reduced to an adjective phrase with the help of present participle. Let us see how to. Being poor, he couldn't spend much on luxuries. Okay, so this subject and this be verb was are omitted and this as is omitted. Okay, so this was is the be form here. So its V1 form is be, and present participle forms with the help of ing, be plus ing. Being poor, he couldn't spend much on luxuries. So as he was poor is reduced to being poor. And then we use it to mention the first action of two simultaneous actions. When two actions are taking place at a time, first action of them can be mentioned using present participle, like putting on his jacket, he went for a walk. Both are happening at the same time. Okay, putting on his jacket, that is the first thing. Then he went for a walk. And then past participle. It's the third form of the verb, also called as V3. Mostly ed forms, but irregular verbs ending in t, d, en, n, and the verbs that don't change form like cut, hurt, put, etc. are also past participles. Example, bought, wished, swollen, taken. It forms a perfect tense with have forms. Perfect tense in the sense present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Okay, have plus V3 form. Example, she has bought the flowers. Has plus V3, bought. All V3s are past participles. It acts as an adjective like present participle. How? His swollen ankle is aching. How is his ankle? Swollen. Okay, so swollen here acts as an adjective modifying the noun ankle. Okay, his swollen ankle is aching. It helps to form passive sentences. It is a misconception that past participle is used only in past tense. It is not like that. Past participle is just V3, third form of the verb. It can be used in sentences with any tense. It helps to form passive sentences in any tense. For example, their car was or is taken to the garage. We can either use any tense. Their car was taken to the garage or their car is taken to the garage. Only modification is here in the verb forms, auxiliaries. Okay, taken remains the same. V3 remains the same. If you want to denote any tense, what is the part that is helping us to denote tense? Only auxiliaries. Okay, nothing happens to V3s. And then perfect participle. It is a combination of present participle and past participle. It is formed by adding having to past participle. Only having to any past participle. Example, having read, having slept, having arrived, etc. It is used to mention that one action has been already done before another action takes place. That is what is our cause and effect clauses. Okay. For example, having slept in the afternoon, she couldn't sleep till late at night. Having slept in the afternoon, this action has already been done. Okay. And why is she not able to sleep till late at night? Because she slept in the afternoon. Cause and effect clauses. So it can be reduced by using perfect participle. It is a combination of having plus V3. Okay. Having travelled for long hours, he is taking rest. Having travelled for long hours, he is taking rest. Why is he taking rest? Because he happened to travel for long hours. Cause and effect clause. Okay. It is reduced pretty easily by using this having plus past participle. That is our perfect participle. Okay. Having read the novel, he didn't watch the movie. Why was he not interested in watching the movie? Because he has already read the novel. He knows the story. That's why he didn't feel like watching the movie. It is mostly used in written English to make it brief. All these participles, they can reduce the words in a sentence, make them brief. That's why they are widely used in written English. And what are participial phrases? Even these are also very important in written English because they also make the writing very concise. Participles are made into adjectives when combined with other words. So participial phrases, their main activity is to modify the subject or any other noun or pronoun present in the sentence. Okay, they act as adjectives. They usually modify the subject or any other noun or pronoun in the sentence. Example, driving his new car, John went to office. So what is the subject here? Not the new car. John is the subject. Okay. So driving his new car, that is our participial phrase, immediately followed by the subject John. Okay. Participial phrases, all phrases for that matter, they should be followed by the subject. Then only they make sense. Then only they act as modifiers of that particular subject. Okay. Driving his new car, John went to office. Who was driving the car? John. Okay. Excited about the trip, Sarah couldn't sleep that night. So driving here is present participle. Driving his new car is present participial phrase. Whereas excited about the trip is past participial phrase. Excited. How is she? Excited. Excited about the trip. Sarah couldn't sleep that night. Why was she not able to sleep? Because she was excited about the trip. Frightened by a nightmare, Reena screamed. Again, one more past participial phrase. Frightened by a nightmare, Reena screamed. Why did she scream? Because she was frightened by a nightmare. It reduces the length of the sentences pretty much, make them concise and very interesting to read. That's why you have to use a lot of phrases in your writing instead of clauses. Okay? Even clauses are also useful, but they also can be reduced to phrases. Then why don't we opt them to make our writing beautiful? And beware of dangling modifiers Look at the name dangling. Dangling is just let loose without any use. Like it lacks in subject. Dangling modifier lacks in subject. As a rule, we have seen that these phrases should immediately be followed by their subjects. Then only they make sense. But here what happens is sometimes we get carried away while in the flow of writing. We don't see that we have missed out the subjects of some phrases. Then they don't make any sense at all. Those are called as dangling modifiers. They lack in subject. And this particular pattern confuses the reader. Be careful with these phrases. Look at the example, you will understand. Walking through the jungle, trumpeting of the elephant was heard. Just at a glance, it seems that the sentence is pretty much okay. But it is not. Just observe carefully. Walking through the jungle, that is our phrase. Is it immediately followed by the subject? No. Who was walking through the jungle? We don't know. Trumpeting of the elephant was heard by whom? We don't know. Subject is missing altogether. Okay, and this sentence doesn't make any sense. So be very careful about using these phrases. Don't fall prey to dangling modifiers. Okay. And it is the time for quiz. Simple one as usual. Just fill in the blanks with appropriate participles. First one, this house is dashed by my father. Verb is build. He dashed this plot in 2012. Verb is buy. Dash to himself, he left the house. Verb is sing. She, here you have two blanks. Dash, dash in the classroom. Verb is sit. And here also you have two blanks. Dash, dash the essay. He watched the movies. Your verb is write. John dash his car. Dash. Okay, here you have two verbs, get and wash. The freshly dash cake increased his appetite. Your verb is bake. He came out of the room, dash the door behind him. Your verb is close. So this is your quiz. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. And stay home, stay safe. Meet you soon with another interesting video. Bye for now, guys.